What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome to another Resplendent review. Today I'll be taking a look at Tharja, one of the most awaited Resplendent units, and I'll be going over the builds that you could run on her in the modern times, and at the end, I'll have a special bonus segment. So Tharja has chosen a color that is sure to get struck down by the gods at this rate. Tharja is a Gen 1 red infantry mage with THARJA'S HEX as her preferred weapon. Back when she came out with the launch of the game, she was one of the Blade Tome users along with Nino and Odin, so basically she got that built up in her preferred weapon, and she did get a weapon refine 5 years ago, so it is quite outdated, but back for its time, it was definitely one of the better weapon refines because back then we didn't really have any kind of range skills, and Nino's weapon refine wasn't really all that good for a Blade Tome mage, and Tharja had it much better with her stat spread and also the refine effect. So basically Blade Tome gave you extra attack depending on the total visible buffs that you had on yourself. This was really strong back when she came out at the launch of the game, and it was good for a good time, and I remember using many Blade Tome mages as a Vantage Sweeper in Ether raids in its early days. But as we started to get more Panic and Lull skills and the Dull skills, it definitely lost its power, and now with all of that damage reduction, it is really not going to be much when it comes to nuking. And for the weapon refinery effect, she has got attack speed rain built in her weapon. But like I said, this was before any kind of rain skill, so this was quite unique for support, especially in arena, because back then we still had the cheerleader meta, so you had to get all of the kills with your bonus units, and back then this kind of supportive effect was really good. And she was also one of the few units that had a really unique bug, which would actually show your asset as green color. And if she had plus HP IV, she would have this. I know this because I had a plus HP IV Tharja, and she had that, and she was one of the 4 units in the game that had this kind of bug. The other 3 were Newer Azura, Valentine Hector, and also Newer Camilla. And they all had different IVs that would trigger this kind of bug, but Tharja was a 3-star, 4-star unit, so she was much easier to get compared to the other units that had this kind of bug. Now back to her stats, she has the classic Gen 1 stats where she's got a lot more HP than she would like, and unfortunately because of this, she doesn't really have the highest offenses, but still she can work with the speed that she has got, and she's going to be taking 30 Dragon Flowers at max investment. And back in those days where we didn't have a lot of damage reduction, she could actually function as a pretty nice bulky mage because of her HP and her defense, which is a bit higher than her resistance. Now comparing her max investment stat line, you can see that Hayato is going to be having much better offenses, and Urk is also going to be having a bit better speed. And her stat allocation does allow her to be a bit more bulky because these two don't really have as high of a defense, so that can definitely work out at this kind of max investment. But the question arises, which weapon you want to use on her if you're going to be building her up now? Obviously her preferred weapon is way outdated, so you could maybe try Arcane Eclipse. It's not the greatest weapon, but it does have the Cook and Pulse effect built in, and also attack null penalty, which can help you with certain builds. It only gives you Omni plus 5 though, and we have a much better weapon in Devoted Basket Plus from Valentine Selena. So this gives you that pre-combat damage, which is not as free anymore because of Breath of Life 4, but still it is better than Arcane Eclipse when it comes to nuking. And with this weapon, you're at least going to be able to get like plus 12 attack and speed in the combat, which is definitely pretty nice compared to Omni plus 5. Arcane Eclipse is definitely carried by the minus and special cooldown and quick and pulse, because everything else is just much better for Devoted Basket, and if you have it, then that is going to be the best weapon that you could run on her. Nabata Beacon is also worth mentioning, giving you unhindered movement status to just traverse the tree tiles easily, and also the Desperation status. So if you don't run her with a Firestorm Dancer, then you can still get the Desperation status, which can help you in the player phase, and also gives you the true damage. Not a lot, but still it can help you. And like I said, Devoted Basket is going to be the best weapon that you can run on her. We also have Pumpkin Stem Plus as another honorable mention, which does have bonus doubler 4 built in. But overall, I think that for combat, these weapons are going to be a bit better. And if you have Devoted Basket, then you truly have her best weapon. Maybe in the future we get a faster Arcane Red Tome. That is something that Tharja would like. But if you do have a Rearmed Ophelia, then you could run her with attack speed finish as her best slot is skill, basically giving you the healing and the true damage, and special spiral 4 is going to be giving you the full damage reduction piercing, Now because Arcane Eclipse has got the Quicken Pulse effect built in, you could make use of Tharja's high HP with Infantry Pulse and pulse down the other allies while pre-charging your Flare and then looping it with Special Spiral 4. So it can work out with her stats, and you can run Emblem Celica to improve her mobility and give her the warping. With this kind of build, running Squad Ace BS Sacred Seal is going to be helping you stack up more HP, and it also gives you more offenses. If you're going to be focusing on her assets, then Speed Asset is going to be the best one, and if you're going to be spending a Floret, then you can obviously go with Attack Asset. The other stats are not really worth going for if you're going to be using her at max investment, and if you want to have more of a player phase build, then Nambata Pecan Plus could be run for its Desperation effect, and you can also run Flash Barrow in her slot A so that you can get the special charges, and with Emblem Marth, Flare becomes a 2 cooldown special that you could trigger on your double, and doubling is really important with Desperation status, so that's why Magical Null Follow-Up becomes the best slot B skill, which can give you the damage reduction piercing and also the full Null Follow-Up effect, and you can improve her offenses with Attack Speed Oath 4, which is available in the Divine Code, so it is going to be helping her just have extra offenses. And even if you decide to use her with her Tharja's Hex weapon, Attack Speed Oath is going to be a pretty nice skill. For the best possible build, of course, Devoted Basket Plus is going to be used, and you can stack up the pre-combat damage with Occultist Strike. But like I said, it is not really as free anymore compared to before when we didn't have Breath of Life 4. But still, the sheer amount of pre-combat damage that you can get with this kind of build is really good, and you can get upwards of like 30 pre-combat damage, which is really good. And then Attack Speed Finish is going to be run here with a 2 cooldown Flare, which can give you the healing, and Attack Speed Pledge could be run so that you could retaliate back with it, or even trigger it easily in your player phase. And Fleeting Echo can give you the damage reduction and a bit of extra speed, which she can make use of with her stat spread. If I had to modernize her weapon, then these are the things I would do. So I would still have the Blade Tome effect, but now it would also count the bonuses among the unit and the allies in 3 spaces. So this is kind of reminiscent of Ashera, but it is missing the 1.5 multiplier, which really makes Ashera into an insane nuke. So even hypothetically, if she were to get this, I don't think they're going to be giving her that multiplier because Ashera is a mythic unit. But still having the bonuses being counted from her allies does mean that you're not completely countered by the lull and the dull skills. So at least that is good, and then she's going to be getting a round of +4 to all of her stats, which she's missing from her weapon. She would also get the foe penalty doubler effect, which is also known as the Vulture effect or the Pelagian effect. And Tharja is the Pelagian mage, and she was the one to introduce this effect into the game with her Pelagian themed banner. So I think her getting this is the bare minimum, and I would change her range skill into a crux skill. So now she can also give the guaranteed follow-up attacks to her allies, and the range of this becomes 3 rows and 3 columns, which is a lot better. I would give her another round of +4 to all of her stats, which is standard for the weapon refines, and then she would get the 7 HP healing per attack, which is also a throwback to the Nosferatu tanking that it can do, so the healing can pretty much emulate that. And then, to complement the foe penalty doubler effect in her weapon, she's going to be debuffing the foes nearest to her and the foes in 2 spaces of them for -5 attack speed and resistance debuff and the Sabotage status. So the Sabotage status is really strong to have along with the foe penalty doubler that she can get in the combat, and with a lot of the debuffs that she can get out of this weapon, she can be truly stronger along with the Blade Tome effect that she still has. So this is the modern version of her weapon, which I think a lot of Tharja fans would have appreciated. You can let me know in the comments, and I want to thank all of my YouTube members for the constant support. You can click the link on your screen right now to check out my breakdown of the double mythic banner that we have, and make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I wish YouTube sub boxes would show my videos as many times as we get fairy resplendence. So that's it, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.